Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Hunter x Hunter chapter 411. 11! That's right, it's back! After being on hiatus about, I wanna say, almost a year? It felt a little longer, but I'm not complaining. It's definitely been like the shortest hiatus it's been since I, started reading Hunter x Hunter weekly. And if you follow Togashi on Twitter, then you'd been waiting for the announcement of a new batch since like I want to say October of last year. But hey, now it's here, and because it seems like he has pretty much 20 chapters done, so maybe this batch is gonna be 20 chapters, or it's 10 chapters like usual, and then we just have to wait like 6 months till the next one. But yeah, okay, so I did reread the arc. It's been my third time doing that. And so just in regards on what we left off, okay, so uh, Benjamin called martial law because he has about 9 hours and a half to basically be not the sole survivor, because he's given up on basically surviving after that, but he wants to win the throne so that then he can hand the throne over to his child. And okay, makes sense. That's why he's speeding up the process. So who did it? It must have been Halkenberg posting as Balsamilko, but like we don't get any update on how he's doing, other than like Benjamin suspects it was one of his people. There were multiple conspirators. Several suspects were arrested and are now being questioned, but he doesn't name any names. But surely he must be among them. So, alright. Then the game between Borksen and Morena ended basically, basically Borksen cheated, and so Morena's Nen, in regards to like, since Borksen broke the rules of the game, Morena's Nen activated, and so Borksen was manipulated into saying, yes, I'm joining you. And like, I'm not saying like the regular way of saying manipulating. No, I'm saying Nen category, manipulated. And so, yeah. She gets explained basically how it's gonna work. Did I say he? She. In regards to now being part of the Haley. And then we get Borksen's thoughts. I do need a power to go against them, but I have to kill someone to get an ability in the shortest amount of time. I have purpose now, so we'll see what happens to Borksen. Because I just, what can she do now? Since it seems like she no longer has, what's the word? She lost her, just, she cannot control her body anymore, basically. Her autonomy. So yeah, I'm so interested in regards to like, will Borkson be influenced by Morena's ideology? Because I don't think the opposite will happen. Or will Borkson be able to somehow survive all this? I don't know, but I am curious. Then the whole stuff with Fugetsu and how her, the people behind her, Melody, Kaiser, Kachos, and Beast, basically trying to figure out who it is, with the whole thing with the letters. But, there's not really a full, confirmed, clear culprit. So they're going with the most likely, which is Lazarus. Though Melody still hasn't met all of the princes who wanted to meet with her because of, the performance she did with her musical nin ability. So I'm also looking forward to that. And then there's also the whole thing with Longhi telling Kurapika about Beyond and all the children that he has in order to gain control of Kakin and just, having his ensuring basically that he's the one with the most gain after the succession war is over. Going through just crazy lengths to do that. And so yeah, Longhi very much wants to kill Beyond, if I recall correctly. That's her plan right now. I don't know, if my father's child is among the princes. Yeah, because one of the princes could be... Yeah. Is among the princes as I expect, I will kill them myself. That's her plan. And it just... oh man. Longhi just has a sadness to her. Because, the whole... if only my father had told me everything. Even if my role was the same, I would have never made this decision. It's just, she didn't mind being a pawn. She only minded being lied to. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it of what I wanted to, highlight in terms of things that have been left, from the last batch. And, the most important, though we also had Nobunaga, that's right. He went back, I'm not sure where, but, he had his katana taken, so he made a makeshift new one, however he did that. And then Hinrik found out that actually Hisoka wasn't Hisoka, he deduced that it's someone from the Phantom Troop, and then he's like, okay, we're avenging Lynch no matter what, but let's not be reckless about it. So I don't think he's gonna trust Nobunaga when they see each other again. And yeah, Crollo is looking for an ability to make it more possible to, or more easier to kill Hisoka when he finds him. And yeah, he also wants the 3 great treasures of Kakin to improve or upgrade his Hatsu. So, okay, now I think that's it. There's a lot, okay? This arc has a lot of moving parts. So if I forget something, because I know I will, be nice and just, inform me about it. So, alright. Now let's get into 411. Oh, and the chapter cover is, it's Seri, with very much a angelic imagery, symbolism. Looking like Jesus, I want to say. I don't know what's the meaning behind it though. But he's holding Pairo's head. And we know that he actually does possess it. So there's that. But I don't, I don't know what to make of this as symbolism. So let's start the chapter. Titled Announcement. Ninth Prince Halkenberg's funeral procession will depart here at 1 p.m. and is scheduled to arrive at the Tier 1 Funeral Hall at 2 p.m. Day 12, Thursday, 8 a.m. Ministry of Justice. Oh boy. I think we left off right in the same day, day 12. But I think we're going back in time at the beginning of the day because I think we're gonna see what was happening with Benjamin while the whole Borksen versus Morena was happening. The will stated that the princess will be exempt from the farewell send-off in consideration of the succession battle. I shall return after his personal guards have been disbanded and reassigned below Tier 2. Well done, thank you. Yes, sir. Yeah, considering that, Balsamilko had been successful at killing Balsamilko? No, it's Hackenberg's body, but you don't kill Balsamilko. He goes back to his own body after Hackenberg dies. And so Halkenberg had to deal with Benjamin before Balsamilko takes control of his own body. Yeah, okay. As we see at the end of this page, it is Halkenberg still in charge of Balsamilko's body. How is 11th Prince Fugetsu? Sleeping soundly. No wonder. She needs to rest until she recovers enough to wake up on her own. Am I the one making her expend excess energy? Listen to me. Never think that way. Fugetsu needs you. She won't last without you. Oh, go ahead, Melody. Like, I know she's also saying this in a practical sense, but generally, it's just really sweet that Melody's trying to make Kacho too feel better about, just feeling extra guilty about this when it's not her fault. Even though it's not the real Kacho. Melody is just so sweet. Whether 9th Prince Halkenberg got himself killed or was assassinated by 1st Prince Benjamin, his funeral will be grand and solemn as not to offend the people. We'll wait and see until the funeral is over and hope it ends smoothly. Meanwhile, we should prepare ourselves for whatever comes next. Also, I'm really hoping that Kaiser is not being manipulated by an enemy. I just want him to actually like Melody and actually have feelings for her, but that would be a nice twist, right? Okay, we're going to room 302. Oh, it's one of Camilla's bodyguards, one of the have-nots that uses curses, or at least looks like her. Okay, she's looking herself in the mirror, wiping herself with a I don't know what that is. A handkerchief? Whoa. What? What? Just with wiping herself? She like completely changed the way that she looks. I mean, not completely. I feel like it was mostly her expression that was making her look like that. But like, her nose looks very different. Her eyes as well. But like I say, it could be just because of the expression alone. But then she uses makeup, lipstick, a wig, contacts. And now she's unrecognizable. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of this is. Like, if she's going... I think the last time we saw her was because she was either ordered or she volunteered to be the one to try and curse Wobble to death. She'd have to be recognized as one of Camilla's bodyguards, so like, why change her look to be completely different? I guess we'll see. But that's impressive. Oh my, that's a makeover. You've gone senile, Granny. This is who I really am. And the other one is my persona as captain. Okay. Ho ho, just keep telling yourself that. The ninth princess' death has greatly altered the situation. Are you still going with the plan? This is interesting. Is she actually telling the truth? Like, oh, this is the real me? And the other one is just a facade? Or is Granny calling her on her lie? Yes. Finding the exorcist is necessary, so I want to expose them ASAP. Exorcist. Also, she's not going to the Nen classes? It's better if there aren't any, but we have to assume there is, and search accordingly. We need to tailor a response to the type of exorcist we find. It's better if there aren't any. Yeah, so I think they talked about this already, but I think the reason they're looking for an exorcist is because they might, the person who they curse, specifically a prince, would be able to get rid of it with a Nen exorcist. I think that's it. How many days do you need to accumulate the curse for the 14th prince? A whole week, if we're in different rooms, and I can't see them. If I get lucky, they let their guard down and I get close enough. I'll kill her on the spot. Okay. I gotta keep this in mind. Surely, Kurapika has no idea these people even exist, though. He doesn't seem to have any knowledge of, Camilla's army being full of them. Vavimaina, I think, knew, though. But of course he keeps that also himself, because why would he share that information? In that case, have Kako take over for me. Okay, here I go. And now we go to 1014. Okay, yeah. There's some bodyguards I don't remember the name of. I think 2 of them are Zhang but yeah, there's Furica and Valimina. And there's the, Camilla's soldier coming in, looking like a harmless maid. And there's Bill, the MVP, Wowell, Oito laying on her bed. I forget the name of the maid with Bobo and Oito, but she's pretty good. I remember her from that situation where Kurapika had to figure out, who to choose to accept a call between Benjamin, Shanglei, and Tsubepa, and then she took independent action, and she was right. And then we have Kurapika. Oh no, I think those guys are Shanglei's bodyguards, I think. The one next to him. Okay. Workshop second round. Current participants 18. Oh, and we still don't know who silent majority's user is. Based on the results of the previous round, a plurality of participants requested we continue with the lessons. I've decided to increase class size and split it into an introductory class and a beginner class. Okay. I think we are being shown everyone in the class in this double page spread, but I don't know. I don't remember each and every one of them. Also, my guess, or rather not mine, but I saw someone make a good case of it in a theory video, is that it's the mates that are the user of silent majority to protect Wobble. But we'll see. I will have the intro class be able to use Nen within 2 weeks. That's my guarantee, just like last time. Which one of us watches over the intro class? Are you sure you don't need a primer? Oh, which one of us? You, of course. The prince thinks you need it. Are you sure you don't need a primer? No, seriously, you need it. I agree, Bobby Mina is pretty smart. I promise the beginner class that you will master the basics of one of the 4 exercises per week. Furthermore, in the intro class, only I plan to allow an extra student per prince for the princes whose agendas align with ours. Please confirm over the phone whether they desire to fill the extra slot. The beginner class will be a month long, but you can drop out at any time, of course. The basics of the 4 exercises in 1 month? That's an unthinkable pace under normal training. But it's not impossible, with a literal kickstart to the process. If the succession battle stalemate continues for another month, the beginners will become bona fide Nen users. They would no longer be defenseless cannon fodder. He's increasing the number of recruits. In addition to equalizing military strength, it'll spread out the guards in the other prince quarters and induce the succession battle as a whole toward a more defensive contest. Let's Kurapika the strategist for you. Mr. Belere. Belerente Hunter, 13th Princess card. Yes, thank you. I remember who he was, but I didn't remember his name. Didn't people get murdered during the previous workshop? And they still haven't found who did it. Will we be safe this time? I honestly don't know, but I don't think they'll go after you. Do let me know right away if you see a girl in a mask. Does it feel like your skin has cleared up? My shoulders are less stiff. Ilardia, 11th Princess Servant, beginner class. I know, I still get tired, but I feel more energized. Ladolius, 11th Princess Servant, beginner class. 6th Queen, Seiko, keeps an eye on it, but if the soldiers tried to seal the area, then 10th Prince Kacho is no longer... Shh! We just do as we're told. Rokoli, 10th Princess Servant. Yuri, 10th Princess Servant. Beginner class. If the extra person we're bringing is a girl like Gato, it must mean Nen is that powerful? Yes. 7th Prince Lucidus desires to watch and wait until the trouble with the mafia has settled down. This grace period is a great opportunity for us. Okay, so he's Lucidus' bodyguard. If the extra person... Oh, yeah. We're with 2nd Queen Duazul now. But no matter which prince becomes king, all of us will face restructuring. Gaining this skill will significantly impact our options. Satobi. I'm so glad we're getting all these info boxes again. I appreciate it. Yeah, and it would be valuable to get in contact with 2nd Prince Camilla's personal guards here. Javietti, 7th Prince Guard. She's one of the maids, right? She could be a spy. Yep. She could be. 14th Prince Wobble is in the master bedroom. I'm closer than I thought. I might be able to get my hands on something she used. So 5 days may be enough. Sarahel, 2nd Princess Captain of the Guards. I hope Kurapika just sniffs that something is off about her. Sarahel. More people, along with the joint declaration of surrender with 5th Prince Putuepa. This is a strategy to induce chaos and defend via obfuscation. Teftori, 3rd Princess Personal Guard. Okay, that's Shanglei. It's unwise to reduce personnel in room 1003. Any further, Your Highness? We could always invite Prince Wobble's party to dinner after the workshop is over. We'd rather not have it reported to First Prince Benjamin that we'd become good friends. I've been waiting for this answer. The Mafia will take care of the armed conflict in the end anyway. I don't need to share this special ability with any more rivals in this rat place. Oh, rat race. I understand. Then leave things to us. Sakata is here anyway. We could get him to take the class. I may be prepared to use Nen, but I'm still basically powerless against First Prince Benjamin's personal guards. All I can do is keep improving myself by highlighting our collaboration with Zhang Lei to Benjamin. Benjamin's personal guards must have noticed the appearance of 5th Prince Tubepas, Nen Beast. This will act as a deterrent for a while. In the meantime, we'll invite Kurapika over for training. I cannot be choosy if the prince is in danger. Maor, 5th Prince Captain of the Guards. Beginner class. Okay. That was quite a bit of internal thoughts from everyone. But I think I got them all. Yeah, so Maor is the Tubepas. And then we have a little Kurapika in the corner. Haukenberg is dead. Oh, and the background is just pure black. Like, that's a big deal for Kurapika. And just, you know, the plans that he had, as well as what Melody wanted to do with the letter. But also just, like, I remember, like, the way that Kurapika even got a job as a bodyguard. It's because he thought he was applying for Halkenberg. Since that was, like, a big way that he could get in close with Seri. So, granted, Halkenberg isn't, you know, dead. But that's what he wanted everyone to think. The prince whom I hoped to make my stepping stone to connect with Sarai Nirch, but never found out the secret to the ability that produced that tremendous rumbling. He didn't die of illness, he must have been assassinated. And right before the trial with Benjamin, it's obvious, but there won't be any proof. I'm not keen on it, but I must consider using the truth of his death as a starting point, to instigate the general public into chaos. He was a deterrent for the higher princes and a symbol of hope for the lower princes. Just having his personal guards in the room produces the right amount of tension mixed with a sense of security. Yeah, that too. Now that it's gone, I wanted to stoke the uncertainty felt by this higher-ranked princess if doing so increases risk. But no other prince would want to send more of their people to Room 214 because of the unsolved killings. Okay, we got one panel of Sarahel staring at Kurapika. I'm Gipper, assigned to Tier 1 to replace Borkson. Is there anything to take note of for taking on Miyuhan's role? Yeah, don't die. If more of us get killed, the prince won't stay silent, and he'll start blaming me, just when his attention has been pulled away from me. Did we already get who their prince is? I don't think so. Because he's like, oh, you know, I was assigned to Tier 1 to replace Borkson. But I don't think Borkson was a, you know, a personal bodyguard to a prince, so... So we'll begin with 9 in the intro class, and 9 in the beginner class, divided into the two groups. I'd rather be here than keep taking the sexy bitches abuse. Lisura, 10th Princess Servant. I don't like it, but anything to help 6th Queen Seiko. Wait, who's the 6th Prince again? 6th Prince. Clocking. Oh, Tyson. Damn. That's a strong way to refer to her. Let's work hard. If I can really get superhuman powers, I'll be more useful for 11th Prince to get to. I'll be able to fight too. Nice. Tone Easter or Tony Aster? 11th Princess Servant. I'm scared. I don't want to do this. I want to go back to room 1013. Naipe, 13th Princess Servant. How, buddy? Once you leave 1013, you can't come back. That was a whole thing with Marayam's Nen Beast. Just focus on it says leaning, but surely it has to be learning. Just focus on learning Nen, huh? Got to? 7th Princess Guard. Yes, avoid going off on your own. Waiting it out is the way for us to safely and surely improve our status. That's Satobi. He's Lucida's servant. You mean you, not us. The princess kept dying and our target is a freaking baby. How long could this take? What idiot would pass up this chance? It's a path to a sure promotion. Okay, buddy. Too eager to kill a baby, but also you're underestimating Kurapika. If the snake charmer is among us and attacks another one of Serednich's personal guards, we may go to court. Is there a slight possibility Serednich would appear himself? I doubt it. I don't think he's interested in this. Those in the intro class, clasp your hands any way you want. For the beginning of class, I'm passing out a black piece of paper. Can I say something? Okay. I'm Slaka, affiliated with 2nd Queen Duason. I want to join the intro class. Slaka, 3rd Princess Group. What is he thinking? No, everyone in this choice out of these 3 is confused. I don't mind. Affiliated with Queen Duason, so you're 2nd Princess Camilla's Royal Guard. I see. No, 3rd Prince Zhanglei's guard. If I'm gonna stand here, I might as well learn something. Oh, okay. I guess I'll take you for your word. Zhang Lei, a watchdog for a lower-ranked prince, left his post? That's unthinkable. Wait. Zhang Lei. Hunter. I just want to be sure that I remember which number prince he is. Yeah, he is the third. The way he say that. Now, watchdog for a lower ranked prince? Oh, I guess lower than Camilla. Is he here monitoring to gain something important? If they're gonna leave us out of the loop, we should reconsider the treaty. You idiot, you're giving them unnecessary information. Is he trying to destroy the relationship we're trying to build? He's smirking. Hey, bastard, he's doing this on purpose. Last time they took advantage of me being hands-off and snuck around making backroom deals. If they're keeping this information on them that could sway the succession battle all to themselves, I ain't playing along with this world Buddhist charade. Oh boy. I hope he's not a problem, but he looks like a problem. Good grief. As some of you may have noticed, he's here under special circumstances. To find out important information on Nin that could affect the results of the battle for succession. Now is as good a time as any for the announcement. Ooh, the chapter title. I'd like to talk about it right here and now. And we get multiple little reaction panels. But I think the most interesting are Maur and Zhang Lei's bodyguard with the big eyebrows. Wait, hold on. That's not a good idea. You are going to use that information to your advantage. Is that what you mean? I'm afraid that it's not that kind of information. He's looking at Vavimina. That's why he wanted to keep it secret. My wording seems to have caused a misunderstanding. I apologize. I'm sorry it was possible to interpret what I said to mean only the prince who had the information would benefit. Wait a minute, how else were we supposed to take it? Allow me to explain. Furikov and Belerainte get a reaction panel. On this ship, we're in the middle of a succession battle to determine the next king of Kakin. An aberrant process where the sole survivor inherits the throne, which begs the basic question. Why go to such lengths? Oh my goodness, worst. Okay. I was just checking in what page number we were. The case they're fighting for, needless to say, is for the prosperity of a nation Kakin. A king to lead more than 1 billion people. The ritual to facilitate this decision has a more than adequate mandate to go such lengths. Nin further maximized the results and validated the ritual. That's how it all began. The use of the Nin ability with its vows and limitations empowered the leadership of the next king. Because they triumphed through such a brutal competition, it virtually guaranteed prosperity for the next generation. Nin is that powerful. When I say vows and limitations, this is a key aspect of Nin. When Nin is brought to bear using strict rules that put people at great risk, the power of the effect is multiplied exponentially. The act of sacrificing the lives of kin down to a single successor demonstrates considerable determination and carries the risk of wiping out the entire clan. And that's the level of determination required to demonstrate the intent of going through with the ritual. We've only reached the second phase of this process. There are 4 phases of this ritual, which, powered by Nin, make up the battle for succession. dedication and prayer to the gods, making an offering to the gods, a celebration of the spirits of the dead, theocracy, the unity of state, sacrifice, and governance. Oh wait, I think I read this wrong. Dedication and prayer to the gods, arrow, pray for national prosperity and pledge and vow, making an offering to the gods, sacrifice the lives of kin as testament to their commitment, a celebration of the spirits of the dead, gather together the bodies of the princes who died and form a sacred energy convergence, the unity of state, sacrifice, and governance with the massive power generated. Sorry, this is a little tiring. I'm not used to reading this much words in one chapter. Togashi be Togashing. With the massive power generated, administer the affairs of state. It's critical that the succession proceed the way it does. Without this risk, the new leadership would lack the necessary power for governance, meaning sufficient then to maintain the spirit best of a king worthy of leading the people of Kakin. This limitation is the important information that will affect the results of the battle for succession. You know, I think there's gonna be a big reveal in this whole monologue in regards to why there are like 15 corpse pods somewhere in the ship, and it's like, or no, I think there's 14, and like, why 14 if there's meant to be a survivor at the end? It will take 2 months for the black whale to arrive at the new continent, and 12 days have already passed. Yes, we have a month and a half left. The ceremony in which the current king will formally announce which prince will succeed him is scheduled for right after we disembark. The deadline for solving the succession battle is the end of the voyage. Determining the successor within that time is non-negotiable. This panel reminds me of one from Hulkenberg, when he's like, I'm willing to do now what must be done in order to, so that I can be the king, and then I can, well, you know, rule Kakin the way I think it should be. If there is no sole survivor by the deadline and the ritual fails to be completed, the Huiguro family will fall from power. Or then the panel, you know, the background is just like, you know, a glass being something like breaking it. So I think this is not that big of a reveal, but I think since Kurapika has, you know, not seen what we've seen, I think it also means that all the Nen energy from the Nen beast of the princes who have died will then go on to the king, and then he'll live longer and he'll keep on ruling. But I don't think he'd be like immortal or anything, so he'd still need a successor at some point. I don't know what his plan is. Fall from power. A change of government? No, you were on the right track the first time. The ability to adapt through the ages and manipulate the masses are enhanced by Nan. Without this, it would be inevitable. Wouldn't the risk be greater if failing to meet the deadline resulted in everyone's death instead? Why a fall from power and not annihilation? Good question. The concept of a sole survivor already fulfills the vow to put lives on the line. Depriving all choices during the ritual would be enforcement. That's the opposite of a Nen limitation. Oh, okay. I think I get it. A choice must be left open for them to not carry out the ritual to completion. It's part of the risk that more than one prince is allowed to survive. Leaving this avenue for the weaker participants puts the ritual itself in a vulnerable position. This way, the risk that the ruler may fall to ruin is hidden in the time limit. I feel like I'm gonna have to read this again or see someone else's explanation on this to fully get it. You're bringing this up? You're basically egging us on to hurry and kill those lower princes? And one more thing, I have another crucial announcement. Okay? It's interesting that he's saying that, you know, and then his eyes are, there's basically nothing on it. 14th Prince Wobble is not eligible for the succession battle. Oh, what? And then the last two panels are Wobble in her, you know, whatever that thing is called, the bed for babies. Cradle? And then Oito's reaction to that. And I don't know what to make of that reaction. Did she know this already? Like, oh my god, Kurapika, why are you saying this to all of these people? Just... it doesn't seem like it, right? I feel like this is her finding out for the first time. Or, another option, Kurapika is bluffing. He's straight up just lying for the sake of Wobble, so that people will stop targeting her. But like, surely he must know, right? He must have something to prove that this is true. Otherwise, they won't believe him. Yeah, I'm very, very curious what Oito thinks of this. I don't think that it's like, oh, she knew all along. Whether this is just, you know, a bluff, or this is the truth. The moment we met Oito, she was like, please save Wobble. Why, and like, be like, explain all the whole thing with the succession battle, and never once bring this up. You think of all the people who would know who the father of Wobble is, she would, so why wouldn't she bring it up? So I think Kurapika either got some crazy network to find this out, or he made this up. What's your source? I made it the fuck up. But, you know, let's see how it all will turn out. Right now I don't have much else to say about a lot of the chapter. I feel like it was like Togashi basically giving us a welcome back. Here's everyone. Here's what they think. Here's them finding out about stuff that you know, and new stuff. Yeah, the biggest thing is Kurapika explaining the whole, you know, what Nen has to do with the succession war, and how it has kept Kakin in power for so long. And the way that limitations and, you know, vows and you know, the part that they take in all this. Of course, obviously the biggest whoa of the chapter is the last page. Yeah, I just love the big question mark and then exclamation mark with everyone like, ah, just like me being like, wait a minute. Okay. So yeah, I'm still like, yeah, I'm gonna have to reread that bit of like, unless if you explain it, you dear viewer, leave it in the comments in regards to like a choice must be left open for them to not carry out the ritual to completion. It's part of the risk, and more than one prince is allowed to survive. And then like the question Mauer had is like, why fall from power and not annihilation? And I guess that's already fulfilled because of the whole, there must be just one survivor to be, turn prince to king. But anyway, that was a lot of reading, a lot of taking in exposition. So I'm gonna leave it here. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.